More now from that bombshell interview with the former Trump Chief of Staff John Kelly about his time in Trump's White House.
What happens when even the most disciplined military leader faces chaos? Did you know that John Kelly, a retired four-star Marine general, once became one of the most powerful people in the White House? While most people think of him as President Trump's chief of staff, there's more to his story. John Kelly's career was full of high-pressure decisions. He commanded troops in Iraq and helped manage tough moments in U.S. politics. But what led him from the battlefield to the halls of power in Washington? And how did his military background shape his time at the White House? Let's explore the life and career of John Kelly, a man who never backed down from a fight. John Kelly's early life and parents. John Kelly was born on May 11, 1950, in Boston, Massachusetts. He grew up in a working-class area. His Irish Catholic family was very close. His father, John F. Kelly, was a postal worker. His mother, Josephine Honey Petalino, was a homemaker. They instilled in him the values of hard work, discipline, and service. Kelly's upbringing was deeply rooted in patriotism and loyalty. His parents were strict but loving, shaping his strong moral code and sense of duty. His modest upbringing taught him resilience and responsibility. Those traits became key in his military and political career. This early foundation was crucial. It prepared him for the challenges he would face later in life, both on the battlefield and in the White House. Where did John Kelly study? John Kelly attended St. Mary's High School in the North End of Boston. After high school, he briefly studied at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. He left after one semester to join the U.S. Marine Corps. Later in his career, after serving in the Marines, Kelly returned to his education. He earned a bachelor's in political science from UMass Boston in 1976. Kelly also pursued further studies while serving in the military. He attended the Marine Corps Command and Staff College and the National War College. There, he learned military strategy and leadership. This helped him rise through the ranks. John Kelly's early career. John Kelly's early career began in 1970 when he enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps. He started as an enlisted Marine. It's rare for someone who would later become a four-star general. After a brief time as an enlisted Marine, Kelly was selected for Officer Candidate School. He earned his commission as a second lieutenant there. In the early years of his career, Kelly took on a variety of assignments, serving in both the U.S. and overseas. His first taste of combat leadership came during the Gulf War in 1990. He led Marines in Operation Desert Storm. In the 1980s and 90s, Kelly held various leadership roles. He gained a reputation for being tough, disciplined, and loyal to his men. One of his most notable early jobs was as the special assistant to the Supreme Allied Commander in Europe. It was a prestigious role. It gave him valuable experience in working with international military operations. These early experiences laid the foundation for Kelly's rise as a top military leader. His ability to lead under pressure would later serve him well. It would help him in both his military career and in Washington. John Kelly's political career.
General Kelly will go down in terms of the position of Chief of Staff, one of the great ever.
John Kelly's political career began after decades in the military. He then took government roles under the Trump administration. In January 2017, he was appointed Secretary of Homeland Security. He oversaw U.S. immigration policy, border security, and counterterrorism efforts. Kelly quickly gained a reputation for strict immigration law enforcement. He supported Trump's travel ban and efforts to curb illegal immigration. In late July 2017, Kelly became White House Chief of Staff. This placed him at the heart of the Trump administration's inner circle. His role was to bring discipline and order to a chaotic White House. Kelly became known for stricter processes. He controlled access to the president. He reduced the flow of information to manage the chaos. His time as chief of staff had frequent tensions, but he was a stabilizing force in a volatile environment. Despite his efforts, Kelly eventually clashed with other senior figures in the administration, including President Trump himself. He resigned in December 2018 after serving as chief of staff for about a year and a half. Kelly's political career aimed to keep order in a divided, unpredictable landscape. His military-style leadership had a lasting impact, but it showed the challenges of using those skills in politics. John Kelly's professional career. John Kelly's career is marked by his long, respected service in the U.S. Marine Corps. He then held some contentious but impactful roles in government. Kelly's military career lasted over 4 decades. He rose to the rank of 4-star general. He served in various leadership positions, including multiple tours of duty overseas. His combat experience, especially in Iraq, built his reputation as a strong, decisive leader. He fought in Operation Desert Storm and later in Operation Iraqi Freedom. He had a key military role. He commanded the multinational force west in Iraq. He oversaw operations in Al Anbar province, a key area in the fight against insurgents. Kelly was deeply respected by his peers and subordinates for his leadership and commitment to his troops. Besides his combat roles, Kelly held several high-profile military positions. He was the senior military assistant to the Secretary of Defense. Later, he was the commander of the U.S. Southern Command. He oversaw military operations in Central and South America and the Caribbean. After retiring from the military in 2016, Kelly moved into government service. He was appointed Secretary of Homeland Security in 2017. He managed national security, immigration, and border control. His short tenure in this role was marked by aggressive enforcement of immigration laws and controversial policies, like the travel ban on several Muslim-majority countries. Kelly's next, and perhaps most well-known role, was White House Chief of Staff. Serving from July 2017 to December 2018, he was tasked with bringing order to a chaotic White House. His leadership style was tough and disciplined, but his time in the role was marred by frequent clashes with senior staff and President Trump. Despite these challenges, he was praised for trying to impose order in the admin. John Kelly's career shows a life dedicated to leadership. It spans from the military battlefield to the halls of Washington politics. He is respected for his service. But his move to politics showed the limits of military discipline in the fast-paced and unpredictable U.S. government. When did John Kelly become famous? John Kelly became well known as Trump's White House Chief of Staff. His long, distinguished military career was before this. His role as Chief of Staff, which began in July 2017, catapulted him into the public eye. Kelly tried to bring order to a chaotic White House. She often faced internal conflicts and public controversies. Before this, Kelly was respected in military circles. He was especially noted for his leadership in Iraq and as the commander of U.S. Southern Command. However, his brief term as Secretary of Homeland Security put him in the spotlight. Then, he was appointed Chief of Staff. During this time, the media focused on his leadership style, control of information to the president, and clashes with senior officials. Kelly had a long-standing military reputation, but his fame surged with the public when he took a controversial job in the White House. John Kelly's relationship. John Kelly has been married to his wife, Karen Hernest, for many years. The couple has kept their lives private. They focus on their family and Kelly's military and political career. They have 3 children together. Their names are John, Kathleen, and Laura Kelly. The family has kept a low profile, away from the media. This is despite Kelly's high-profile military and political roles. John Kelly Awards. John Kelly has received many awards for his service. They reflect his dedication to a distinguished military career. Among the most notable are the Defense Distinguished Service Medal and the Navy Distinguished Service Medal. The former is one of the highest honors for exceptional service. The latter is for exceptional service in a high-responsibility role. He earned the Legion of Merit for outstanding conduct. He also earned the Bronze Star Medal for heroism in combat. Also, Kelly received the Purple Heart for combat injuries. He got the Defense Meritorious Service Medal for non-combat service. The Global War on Terrorism medals recognize his fight against terrorism. They are the Expeditionary Medal and the Service Medal. Lastly, he has the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. It is for exemplary behavior and loyalty in military service. These accolades highlight Kelly's leadership and unwavering commitment throughout his military career. John Kelly's net worth 2024. As of 2024, John Kelly's net worth is estimated to be around $4 million. His military career and later political roles gave him this wealth. Kelly was a U.S. Marine Corps general. He held high positions, including Chief of Staff and Secretary of Homeland Security. His earnings include a military pension of about $200,000 per year. He also earns $100,000 to $150,000 a year from advisory roles. These income sources have helped him keep a high net worth since his military career. John Kelly's legacy. John Kelly's legacy is his military career and roles in the U.S. government. They were significant, especially during a tumultuous time in American politics. A four-star general in the U.S. Marine Corps, Kelly led critical missions in Iraq. He earned respect for his tactical skills and commitment to his troops. His leadership approach stressed discipline and accountability. Many saw these as vital in the high-pressure military and political worlds. In politics, Kelly served as Secretary of Homeland Security and then as White House Chief of Staff. His work there aimed to enforce strict immigration policies and maintain order in the Trump administration. He was seen as a stabilizing force in the chaotic White House. But his legacy is also tied to controversies from his time in office. These include the administration's handling of immigration and border security. Also, Kelly's legacy is complicated by his candid views on leadership. He often drew from his life, including the loss of his son, Robert, killed in Afghanistan. This tragedy changed his views on military service and leadership. It added a poignant layer to his public persona. John Kelly's house. John Kelly owns property in the Washington, D.C. area, specifically in a suburb of Virginia. His house is mostly private, but it is reported that he bought a home in an upscale Alexandria neighborhood. His home is near the Capitol, giving easy access to his political roles. The house's size and value aren't public, but the area is known for its rich properties and historic charm. Kelly chose to live here. It's a favorite of former military and political figures. They want privacy and easy access to work. John Kelly's car collection. John Kelly's car collection is not well documented, but he has a keen interest in vehicles, especially classic and vintage cars. His collection, though lacking details, shows his love for car history and design. Kelly's military and political careers give him a unique view on vehicle performance. This likely affects his car choices. For specific insights, fan sites or car forums may help. They often discuss the collections of notable figures like him. John Kelly's journey is a testament to resilience, leadership, and dedication. From his impactful military service to his roles in government, he has navigated the complexities of both fields with a commitment to duty and country. His legacy will be shaped by the challenges he faced and the decisions he made, leaving an indelible mark on American history. As we reflect on his career, it's clear that John Kelly's influence will be felt for years to come, inspiring future leaders in various domains.